Hebrews chapter 9 verse 5, KJV. And over it the cherubims of glory shadowing the mercy seat, of which we cannot now speak particularly. After spending quite a bit of time going through all the furniture found in the tabernacle, today we look at the final aspect of the Ark of the Covenant mentioned in chapter 9. The mercy seat overshadowed by the golden cherubs is where the high priest would sprinkle the blood of the sacrifice on the Day of Atonement. Once a year the high priest would enter the tabernacle to perform this act. Jewish tradition holds some interesting aspects adopted by the priests. According to tradition, during the last couple of centuries of the temple's existence, a gold or scarlet rope was tied to the high priest's foot on the Day of Atonement. Another priest standing in the holy place tended the other end of this rope. If the high priest's sins were not atoned for properly, then God would strike him dead when he entered the presence of the Shekinah, the glory of God that filled the Holy of Holies. Since access to that part of the temple was strictly forbidden, the priests felt they needed a way to retrieve the body of the high priest if necessary. See GQ.org. Biblical evidences to the terrifying fact that God may not accept the sacrifice, and may indeed kill the priest, comes from the book of Exodus chapter 28. Verses 33 through 35 describes how the high priest had small bells in the shape of pomegranates sewn to the bottom of the priest's robe. It is speculated that these bells would indicate that the priest was still alive, or not, if the sound from the bells fell silent. The priests outside the Holy of Holies would then drag the dead priest's remains out of the presence of God, so as to avoid also being struck dead. My friends, the grace and mercy of God is not to be trifled with. God desires none be lost, and all come unto repentance and salvation. Yet, if we enter into His presence in an unworthy manner, with an unqualified sacrifice, we take our lives, even our eternal existence, into our own hands. Hence, God gave His only begotten Son on our behalf. He has entered into that heavenly tabernacle as our high priest, sprinkled the mercy seat with His own blood, and now sits at the right hand of the throne of glory, ever making intercession for all those who believe. Believe it or not, the choice is yours. Discipleship on the go at DHBCLV.